Yes.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
You forgot about that?
No, that was an epic night, too.
Court, I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. Go to this party. I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it.
These are the Diddy pictures Hollywood doesn't want you to see. Here's a shot from one of Diddy's white parties with Kim Kardashian and Paris Hilton in the background.
Lou Taylor apparently is paying off, allegedly, some of Diddy's and everything.
Don't scare me, please. What's going on?
Child, Hollywood's leaking some serious tea, and it's going to drown us all. Cause the way this situation with Diddy continues getting worse is nuts. I've been waiting for all the secrets about Diddy to surface, but I never expected they'd be coming from the Kardashians. Twitter is going crazy with all these discussions suggesting that Khloé Kardashian phoned the feds, and Diddy's wild party secrets are becoming revealed. Following his arrest in March 2024, Diddy was brought into jail over a federal investigation, and the authorities ransacked his properties. It was like a cannonball effect. Diddy's crazy party revelations began flooding out. Soon, we were uncovering his oil factory, bending relations with celebrities, notably male celebrities.
When someone leaks something, it goes to TMZ. Like the regular person that channels with TMZ, when you see something come on and it comes on CNN, that's a little different. That could have came from the government itself, like, you know, and then they benefited probably the most from those parties.
So fun.
Well, I know you're known for the parties. When you think of a party or a good time, you think of Puff.
You do.
But we've been known to party with you.
His MMA talents and the dozens of alarming lawsuits against him. Beyoncé's internet can never, and I mean never, forget this drama. But what has also been disclosed are his wild private parties he termed freak-offs, and all the young people and celebrities he was embroiled with. And speaking of celebs and parties, as I said before,
Yes. So who was with you this weekend?
A bunch of my friends.
Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber,
So far,
French
so good.
Montana.
Do you even know half the people you're naming?
No.
I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. Go to this party. I think half the people there were naked. You would have loved it.
I knew this entire issue would blow up larger than we expected, but I never dreamed it would be via Khloé Kardashian. Word on the street says Khloé phoned the feds because she was afraid and attempting to protect her kids. The Kardashians have always been pals with the top dogs in the business, and it's no secret that Diddy's been their buddy. But the closest to him among all the sisters has always been Khloé Kardashian. As we can all see from their reality TV and newly rediscovered recordings from about 2014 or so, fans have dug up footage showing Khloé and her sisters attending Diddy's parties, as well as talking about the insane things that went on at those events. Usually, Khloé's responses when she posts online are overflowing with affection, particularly after that Tristan event some years ago. But after Diddy's arrest, and with all these celebs shamelessly behaving like Diddy isn't spending time behind bars, making jail his vacation place, while his victims still haven't received the justice they deserve,
country.
Khloé has spoken out multiple times about attending different Diddy parties. Diddy, in turn, has complimented her a handful of times. It was a full-on friendship they were enjoying, but it appears contact will just be occurring from the jail cell now with all these stories circling Kid. But what drew the internet's attention the most was the video where Khloé admits to visiting a music mogul's party, and everyone was butt naked.
What's interesting is that the Kardashians are saying a couple of things. Number one, they're saying this has hurt them personally and professionally. So it's interesting that they've almost conceded that Ray has that power to hurt them in a substantial way.
Now, I ain't saying anything, but there's only one music mogul that organizes such iconic parties where everyone is butt naked. And well, I'm just the messenger, so take a guess, y'all. And even if y'all want to brush it off as just Twitter chatter, there are videos and photographs of Khloe and her sisters being at Diddy's parties, his yearly Hamptons party, his huge settings, his private and insane birthday bashes. Now, I ain't suggesting they were aware of the things occurring at those parties. I mean the actual terrible stuff. Girls and boys, the type of activities that rhyme with grape, all that dirty, messy turmoil going behind the scenes. But according to Twitter and word on the street, there ain't no way Khloe had no awareness about what was actually going on. The reason the internet thinks this to be genuine is because up until 2019, Khloé Kardashian was still uploading images of herself with Diddy, and y'all, it gets crazier. There's a photo Khloe once tweeted with the comment, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party." Although the photo is no longer on her profile, y'all know the internet never truly forgets. It certainly doesn't help that Khloe went on tour with Diddy when she was barely 16. And kid, when I say I still can't get my brain around why a 16-year-old would go on tour with Diddy, or am I tripping? Because in one of their extremely old video, Khloe was accused by her mom, Kris, of using alcohol from the age of 16, and Scott casually chimed in that Khloe was on tour with Puff Daddy. And I may be tripping, but Khloe's got no dancing skills. If she ever recorded a single, I'm sure no one would be clicking repeat. She's got no creative aptitude of any sort, so what exactly was Homegirl doing on tour? This is why many are guessing that she clearly knew and knows about all the awful things that went on since she was there. And with a friendship that began before she was even 16, it doesn't seem plausible that she had no clue about anything.
Did y'all know that Khloé Kardashian was on tour with Diddy when she was 16 years old?
This week I've been sent this clip of P. Diddy and Kris Kardashian chatting literally hundreds of times.
The moment Diddy walks in to Khloe's house, he refers to the girls, Kourtney, Kylie, and Khloe, as family. How nice.
Come here.
What's up?
You guys, look at our outfits.
Whoa, you guys definitely like dating.
Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, or Puff Daddy and Halo.
Way they've all been silent on the internet, with just Kim Kardashian unfollowing Diddy, it's sus AF, y'all. But other people have been arguing that maybe Khloe didn't even form that relationship by choice, that instead, her mom, Kris, was selling them all out for fame to various guys. It doesn't help that Kris has a personal connection with Diddy, attending his parties to the degree that her own children used to ask her when she'd finally start acting her age. So do y'all understand why people believe she sold Khloe to Diddy when she was barely 16? All for fame?
Didn't go to bed.
I haven't been to bed yet.
You haven't? I want to be Khloe when I grow up, Court.
I got on a plane at 5:30 a.m. Go to this party. I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it.
Hey, kiddo. What are you doing? Just having a little drink before my car picks me up. Where are you going? I'm gonna go to join Diddy. He's doing that. Rick Ross is doing a little concert this afternoon. Really? Why do you care to go to this? Because I was invited and I think it would be fun.
When are you gonna act your own age? This like rap crew, like Rick Ross and Diddy. Do you think this is like your crowd?
I know a thing or two about rap music.
Who is the boss?
Me.
No.
Fans have also pointed out how cautious Khloe is with her own children, refusing to let them see her sisters regularly or even be alone with her mom, Kris. There have also been speculations that she's preparing to confess to the FBI regarding Diddy to protect her kids. But I don't know, y'all. It's just chatter. What do you think? Does it seem likely? I mean, her mom selling her, particularly after Kim's tape days? Anyway, as I was saying, Khloe and her sisters have always been a consistent presence at Diddy's parties with tons of proof. Enough to make the poop hit the roof if things ever go south. Like that one video of Khloe swooning over Diddy and his good hosting party abilities.
So fun. Well, I know you're known for the parties. When you think of a party or a good time, you think of Puff. You do. But
Kim's got to do anything to get the attention off of this. Because how can you be supportive of this and telling people this at the same time? So she's a good judge of character now? She is a good judge of character?
You know who I really do not trust? Kris Jenner's boyfriend, Corey Gamble. I just find it really odd that he's connected to so many people that are connected to Diddy.
So I haven't even fully formed my thoughts on this topic yet, but I have a feeling that someone who we are going to see talked about more in the circumstances, in the circles of P. Diddy is Corey Gamble.
Also, there's that footage of Khloe raving about the enormous bed on Diddy's private plane, which, honestly, I don't doubt for a minute. Cause why would you have a huge bed in your lawn for your 50th birthday party? And, by the way, the sisters all attended that one. According to insiders and individuals close to them, Khloe has been stressing like crazy, which would explain why she and her sisters have all gone quiet. Since there's video and image proof everywhere, folks are beginning to question whether they were part of the freak-offs and all the weird, horrific things Diddy and his celebrity buddies reportedly did to the victims. Sources close to the family have also indicated that they're ready to deny having any ties with Diddy or any of the perverted things he was doing covertly. But I don't know, y'all. It seems about as convincing as Diddy claiming he wasn't establishing an oil plant with all the oil he had in storage.
But they didn't beat up and kill girls all the time. Do you see a big difference here with the kind of behavior Diddy's accused of doing compared to the behavior of mobsters?
Oh, absolutely. Let me say this. I always take the position, someone's innocent until proven guilty. That's just my position all the time. However, we have seen certain things. I think everybody has seen the hotel video where he was obviously beating her up. And the testimony has been absolutely despicable. And nobody in my former life would ever approve of something like that. And I think Anthony will vouch for that. We didn't beat up women. We didn't do things like that. We were taught to respect women in a big way, especially our families. So, in our life, if you violated another made man's wife, daughter, sister, mother, you're in a lot of trouble. So we didn't stand for that in any way, shape, or form. And like I said, the acts that are being described here are disgusting, despicable. If somebody like that was in our former life, he wouldn't last, quite honestly. And again, I would love to hear, I believe that the defense is going to attack the RICO statute here. You said, possibly there are witnesses that have been given immunity. Not possibly, 100%. I mean, that's how government builds cases. They go after people, they get them to cooperate, and they give them immunity. So like Anthony said, there's probably several unindicted co-conspirators here that all decided, hey, we're not going to take the fall, we're going to cooperate, we're going to testify, and that's why they weren't indicted. So I would believe that what Anthony said, that, they're going to use the theory that you said, that the whole, Bad Boy Records was a criminal enterprise. He was at the top of it. He used these other people to implement his criminal schemes, and that's how they charged him with RICO. But these acts are just, the real question is, how did this go on for 20 years? 20 years this was going on. A guy as high profile as that, and I've said this before, and nobody gets charged for it. It's allowed to continue for 20 years. There's no question that people knew that this was going on. There were high profile people involved. How does something like this go on for 20 years?
It appears like Kim Kardashian and her money-hungry family could be in severe jeopardy. There's fresh evidence indicating they might be facing jail for allegedly aiding Diddy with some dirty operations. Reports indicate they were engaged in concealing Diddy's filthy money from his crazy parties. And even worse, they reportedly helped recruit underage females for these gatherings. Things heated up after a video of Khloé Kardashian went public when she confessed to visiting one of Diddy's insane parties and seeing famous names like Justin Bieber absolutely nude.
Well, this party, I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it.
But that's not all. Kim and her mom, Kris Jenner, are also being accused of setting up a bogus church to cash in on celebrities' mental health difficulties by placing them in conservatorships. Some are even alleging that this is the true method the Kardashians get their billions, and their companies are merely cover-ups. All of this controversy began when the footage from Keeping Up with the Kardashians leaked, showing Khloe admitting to a crazy party she attended with Diddy, Justin Bieber, and Diddy's stepson Quincy. According to Khloe, this wasn't just any party, it was a freak off, and the celebs attending were all nude. As soon as these shocking information appeared, people began researching into the Kardashians' involvement to the incident. That's when they found that Kim and her mom, Kris Jenner, are actively engaged. Someone released many photographs from Diddy's renowned white parties, and in these shots, attendees are seen partying like there's no tomorrow. Before this release, we had heard information about the crazy parties, but this was the first time we really got to view private images of what went place. One of the most talked about photographs shows Kim standing on a big bed with Diddy and her closest friend, Paris Hilton. And it's being said that this is the same bed where all the celebs indulged in these crazy antics. Another one shows someone from Diddy's crew in a pool with 2 escorts, doing extremely personal things with them. There are even more graphic photographs and videos that can't be released, but it's evident things got fairly wild, with Kim right there, loving it all. The public wouldn't be as worried if everyone was consenting, but according to Diddy's indictment, he was reportedly sneaking women into the country and giving them massive dosages of IVF to keep them engaging in the parties for days against their will. In a curious twist, only 24 hours before Diddy was searched in March, Kim sought to separate herself by unfollowing him on Instagram. This decision aroused questions, particularly because she had kept linked to him even after he was mentioned in Cassie's lawsuit back in November. People couldn't help but question why she unfollowed him immediately before the raid, leading them to probe her even deeper. And what did they find? A lot more dirt on Kim and her family than anybody could have expected.
Kim Kardashian is linked to the Diddy lawsuit. Yeah, Kim 24 hours before the raid unfollowed Diddy despite continuing to follow him even after the Cassie lawsuit was settled.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names.
P. Diddy in the restroom of the Met. It was the women's room. That's why I was there. Okay. Dry humping a Kardashian.
Like, I heard the dry humping anecdote, but I don't think you revealed the name.
We love you.
We love you.
Love. Kylie, Khloé, Kris.
Love you guys. Love you.
Love. Till we'll meet on the dance floor soon.
Oh,
Done deal. Done deal. Yes. No doubt.
Give the
love.
best parties.
It all took off when a TikTok member known as BB the songwriter uploaded a jaw-dropping video detailing the murky relationship between Kim Kardashian and Diddy. You probably recall that Kris Jenner received severe opposition a time ago for building a church named California Community Church. This church compelled its members to pay a whopping $11,000 a month in membership fees and send over 10% of their incomes as tithes. At first, folks assumed this was simply a smart ruse by Kris to earn some additional tax write-offs for herself and her girls. But as it turns out, there's a lot more going on behind the surface. Apparently, Lou Taylor, the owner of the well-known Hollywood management business TriStar, which also handles Diddy, is on the board of this controversial church. What's even more startling is that Diddy has reportedly been using the church to transfer funds to hush his victims, making it appear like contributions are going to aid women and children in need. In truth, these payments are purportedly hush money aimed to keep Diddy's victims quiet so they don't testify against him. It's like a twisted game of hide and seek with money. They managed to create the idea that the church is aiding random women when they're really covering up Diddy's bad activities. Not only that, but it's also alleged that this church is where Diddy launders his unlawful gains from all those vulnerable ladies, enabling him to deposit his money discreetly without keeping it at home. Interestingly, Lou Taylor has a history with previous high-profile cases. She's the CEO of TriStar Sports and Entertainment and is regarded a business management icon. You probably remember the turmoil surrounding Lindsay Lohan and Britney Spears. Allegedly, Lou has been behind several of these stars' conservatorships, particularly Britney's. Michael Lohan, Lindsay's father, even accused Lou Taylor and Lindsay's mother, Dina, of wanting to place Lindsay under a conservatorship to manage her money. But how does this link to the Kardashians? Remember when there were reports about Britney Spears supposedly having $600 million missing from her funds? Well, guess what? Shortly after news of Britney's missing cash leaked, people began to notice something peculiar. Kim Kardashian's net worth allegedly grew by the exact same $600 million figure, while Kim ascribed her unexpected cash rise to her shapewear line, Skims. Many admirers were quick to raise an eyebrow. Everything seemed too flawless and convenient, pushing individuals to connect the dots and probe further into the matter. Britney Spears, who soared to worldwide prominence at barely 16, was riding high in the early 2000s, but by 2007, everything changed. The pop sensation underwent a highly public collapse that eventually led to her conservatorship. When her life and finances were controlled by others, a fan account even asked the question, if you're Lou Taylor and you need to hide $600 million in cash, would Kim's estates be a sensible place to stash it? While they didn't pin all the responsibility exclusively on Kim, they also observed that her younger sister, Kylie Jenner, had just sold half of her beauty brand, Kylie Cosmetics, for a sum that sounded disturbingly comparable to the amount in question.
22-year-old makeup mogul has just sold controlling interest in her cosmetics company for a cool $600 million.
If you've been keeping an eye on the rumors, this raised even more questions. Speculation started flying that the money might have been moved from Britney's trust to a business named Stonebridge, then to Panama, and then back to the US via Kim's trust and on to Kylie. The entire affair sounded like a scenario right out of a movie. Adding further drama to the situation, remember when Kanye West had his very public breakdown in 2020? During that turbulent period, he believed that Kim and Kris were scheming against him. There's even rumor that Kim and Kris contemplated placing Kanye under a conservatorship and sought out to Lou Taylor and Diddy for aid. However, they apparently abandoned the plot as Kanye began speaking out against them publicly.
Tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me. And they when I asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
The ties between the Kardashians and Lou Taylor don't end there. Documents acquired by Page 6 indicated that Lou and her firm, TriStar, were registered agents for multiple Kardashian and Jenner enterprises, including King Kylie LLC and KKW Fragrance. During Kim and Kanye's divorce procedures, it came to light that Kim had even nominated Lou as the manager of her trust money. Now, let's shift back to Diddy. Lou and Diddy enjoy a long relationship, extending back to their work together at Uptown Records in the 90s. It's not just a casual connection. Lou was one of Diddy's managers, which adds even another element to this evolving story. But here's when things take a darker turn. There are reports that Lou sought out to Diddy before Britney's disastrous 2007 VMAs performance, requesting him to give her with narcotics. This specific performance was a turning moment for Britney, coming only months before she was put under conservatorship. Some feel that it was aimed to embarrass her, presenting her as unstable and in dire need of monitoring. The night before the VMAs, Britney was photographed partying with Diddy in Las Vegas, hitting up various clubs, and apparently eating tainted beverages. Reports from People magazine stated that she was spotted at different hotspots, including Body English Club and Pure Nightclub, where Diddy was present. The connotation here is worrisome. Some feel that the narcotics Diddy reportedly offered contributed to Britney's terrible VMA performance. Instead of attributing her poor showing to a lack of preparation, many assume that her wild night out in Sin City had a more substantial influence on her performance than anybody knew. As we dive more into the ties between Kim and Diddy, it's apparent they have a lengthy history. Diddy was one of the limited few individuals Kim followed on Instagram, a clear evidence of their tight connection. Some even argue that the actual reason Kim came to stardom was because of Diddy. While Kim portrays herself as the glamorous diva we see today, her history is filled with a far shadier, money-hungry character that she hasn't fully escaped from. Let's backtrack to her days before stardom, when she worked as a close aide for Brandy. Word on the street is that Kim wasn't exactly honest at that period and was suspected of stealing from Brandy with the aid of her sister, Khloé. Here's the dirt on what happened down. During Kim's stay as Brandy's closet assistant, Kim got access to Brandy's credit card for a one-time purchase, with Brandy's mom constantly monitoring the spending. But things took a sudden turn once Kim and Brandy split ways. Seeing an opportunity, Kim, along with Khloé and their brother Rob, allegedly snatched a jaw-dropping $120,000 from Brandy's mom. Kim hung onto those credit card numbers for years, biding her time until she believed it was safe to make her move. When the timing was perfect, she acted, funneling the stolen cash via their own businesses, Dash and Smooch. Rather than spending all at once, their argument was that it would be difficult to track back to them, as Brandy was already known for her lavish buying habits. But here's the twist. They were caught red-handed. Those transfers weren't approved by Brandy's mom, who was in control of the payments. Brandy's parents wanted to keep the incident low-key, allowing Kim an opportunity to return the money without dragging it through the judicial system, due to their contacts with Brandy and Ray J. However, after Kim continued procrastinating for almost a year without repaying the monies, Brandy and Ray J's mom decided she'd had enough and began legal action. Fortunately for Kim, Brandy and Ray J managed to smooth things up and convince their mom to abandon the lawsuit and settle the situation quietly. According to Ray J, this entire situation was the straw that broke the camel's back in his relationship with Kim. He maintains that this was the true reason he broke up with her, not their iconic adult video that everyone speaks about. It's strange to believe that something as outrageous as that wasn't the last nail in the coffin.
Sister back up. What, 700,000, something like that. Y'all stole like 850,000 from my sister. This on my kids. Y'all got caught. Y'all was guilty. You had to pay my sister back.
There's more to Kim's tale than just one painful split. Before she became the popular celebrity we know today, Kim was wrapped up in another dubious affair with a sugar daddy called Joe Low. This man wasn't simply a financier. He was a Malaysian genius accused of directing a major money laundering conspiracy. Insider sources claim that Kim routinely accompanied Joe Low to exotic gambling houses and casinos, rubbing shoulders with big rollers and experiencing the luxurious lifestyle that sounded so enticing. In 2009, Kim even boasted about coming back to LA with a garbage bag crammed full of $250,000 in cash, money that Joe Low had won at a Las Vegas casino. Sounds glamorous, right? But here's the twist. It turns out that this cash could have been part of something far darker, a broader money laundering scheme that would ultimately grab the notice of international authorities. Joe Low is accused of masterminding a conspiracy to steal a whopping $4.5 billion from a Malaysian state-run development fund named 1MDB. That's right, billion with a B. As authorities moved in on him, the FBI initiated an inquiry into his actions. But Kim apparently managed to evade any legal implications from her relationship with him. How she slid through the holes is a mystery, but it definitely adds another element to her already tangled financial tale. Now, hang on to your hats because it gets much more strange. There are speculations that the Kardashian-Jenner clan may not be as affluent as they look. Take Kris Jenner, for instance. She's been stacking up debt like it's going out of style. According to reputable sources, she took out a whopping loan of $7.25 million in August 2018. Just a month later, she landed a deal for an eye-popping $40 million loan with a financial entity entity named Crosswind Venture Fund. That's not all. She borrowed another $5.2 million in January 2019, and then $5.25 million in June. And let's not forget Kylie, who also borrowed $7.5 million. When you sum it all up, the Kardashians find themselves a stunning $132 million in debt. That's really mind-blowing. But hey, they've got to finance their luxury clothing and private planes somehow, right? But it doesn't stop there. Since a lot of things don't appear to line up with Kim's finances, people are sure that she's been exaggerating her salary and net worth. This type of shadiness is nothing new for the Kardashians. We all remember how Kylie was busted by Forbes for lying about how much her Kylie Cosmetics company was worth, which led to her losing her billionaire title. Kim is still technically a millionaire, but others believe she doesn't behave like it. In 2022, she was investigated by the SEC after she touted the cryptocurrency Ethereum Max, without adding a disclaimer to reflect that it was a sponsored ad and that she had been paid to do so. This led to a pump and dump plan involving the cryptocurrency and got Kim caught up in that frenzy too. She was slammed with a hefty punishment of $1.26 million for her involvement in the Dubious enterprise. But wait. There's more tea brewing. Even though Kim claims to be a millionaire, many are giving her the side-eye over her Instagram career. Seriously, a millionaire still selling advertisements on Instagram? It's had everyone scratching their heads. It's providing more influencer vibes than rich business mogul, don't you think? This has led to even more rumors claiming that Kim and her whole family may not be swimming in riches as much as they want us to think. Don't get me wrong, she's not broke, but she may not have as much money as she says. Things became even more fascinating when it came out that while she was married, Kanye took care to keep his funds separate from hers. Even when they were all lovey-dovey, he wasn't going to get wrapped up in her money issue and risk taking a blow to his own cash account. Sources broke the beans to People magazine, stating that Kim and Kanye kept their financial flow carefully divided. His money was his and her money was hers. It appears like even in the land of the wealthy and famous, it's every individual for himself when it comes to the moolah. And it looks like Kim's financial woes have only grown worse after her divorce from Kanye. Last year, it was rumored that she was in tremendous debt, $48 million to be precise. According to rumors, she took out a mortgage of $48.8 million on her $70 million property. The crazy part? She can't even approach her family for assistance, since they're all severely in debt too. People are also speaking about how Kim actively backed Balenciaga, even pushing a particularly problematic photo series with kids. This controversial commercial depicted 6 toddlers cuddling teddy bears clothed in horrific BDSM-style outfits. Think fishnets, leather harnesses, the whole. To top it off, one of the bears had a purple eye, which had a lot of people raise their heads and question what sort of message this was conveying about kids and violent material.